Today, I'll be focusing on the first part of Genesis, Genesis 1 and into Genesis 2. This section covers not only the creation story, but as a whole shows the steps to improve your life and create your world you want to live in. Beyond its religious context, it serves as a guide for anyone seeking a less stressful and more fulfilled life. By studying the themes of creation and your capacity to act independently, make your own choices, and shape your own life, even within the boundaries imposed by society. I'll show the connections and establish a roadmap for you to follow. I want to start out with a question. If you were the one creating the world we live in, how would you have created it? Now I want you to look around your home. Does it reflect that? What I'm asking is it gray, minimalistic? Does it have bright colors? Is it muted? Does it look like a robot lives there? Is there any character? If a friend from your childhood showed up, came into your home and you weren't there, would they be able to identify you live there? By looking at your furnishings? If you're going to build a world, would it identify you? Would you build it for other people, or would you build it to reflect your own taste? Why is everything gone to neutral grayness? Where are the kitchens with red and blue? Carpets with real color? Where's the style? Why is everything white or gray? Gone are the days of decorating or building for yourself. Are you making your world for the next person that's going to live in it? Are you saving your finest things for the next person? Look around you and find the colors and start adding it to your life. Find the joy of building it for you, just like God does in Genesis. Decorate your life not only for practicality, build it for beauty, for joy, for appreciation, and then reveal it and say, "This is me." So how does Genesis 1 function as a practical guide for personal development? The overview of Genesis 1 is in its portrayal of order emerging from chaos. It begins with the earth being formless and void, characterized by darkness and emptiness. This chaotic state is transformed through a series of divine commands, reflecting a powerful narrative of separation and organization. The command, "Let there be light," invokes a powerful theme of illumination, both literally and metaphorically, as it establishes a clear distinction between light and darkness. This separation is not merely a physical phenomenon. It invites you to consider the ways in which clarity in your own life can lead to reduced stress. You can utilize the principle of illumination by identifying areas of confusion or turmoil in your life and intentionally creating distinctions between those aspects, creating an environment where peace can thrive. The clarity that comes from separating light from darkness reflects the necessity of demarcating our own lives, distinguishing between what serves us and what hinders us. This process encourages you to identify areas of clutter in your life, empowering you to establish order and purpose. Each day of creation introduces further separations between land and sea, sky and earth, and ultimately, living creatures and humans. This structured unfolding of terrestrial and celestial life can be seen as a guide for organizing your personal goals. Just as God defines realms and species, you can be encouraged to define your aspirations into manageable segments. The act of organization is key in the journey toward personal development. It enables you to set clear and attainable objectives, reducing feelings of being overwhelmed and that anxiety that often accompany ambition and goal setting. By observing the methodical progression in Genesis, we can be reminded of the value of taking deliberate steps Such steps reveal the idea of setting small milestones that lead to larger ambitions, effectively mitigating stress through incremental achievement. Each day is marked by an intentional act that corresponds with an element of creation: light, sky, land, vegetation, celestial bodies, animals, and humans. This structured approach can serve as a metaphor for stepwise development in personal goals. Just as each type of creation builds upon the previous day's work, you can benefit by constructing your personal advancements in order, recognizing that larger ambitions often require time and smaller foundational steps can instill patience instead of immediate expectations. The sequence laid out in Genesis showcases a pattern of structured development that you can mirror in your own life. Each day's accomplishments build on the previous ones, suggesting that personal goals should evolve through a series of small, interconnected steps. Just as the Creator set the foundations of the earth and its inhabitants, step by step, you too can construct your aspirations through thoughtful and gradual efforts. It also shows the interplay between the Creator and the created. The deliberate act of creation reflects intentional living, which is vital in your personal and professional life. Just as it highlights the Creator's purpose in forming creation, you are encouraged to infuse your life with purpose. Reflecting on the Creator's intent, you can ask yourself critical questions regarding your own motivations and aspirations. This example is liberating. It fosters a sense of ownership over our own journey, inspiring us to take actionable steps toward our goals. The act of blessing creation, establishing the relationship between the Creator and the created, invites a reflection on how blessings in our own personal endeavors can act as sources of motivation. The acknowledgement of effort and the pursuit of goals should be viewed as parts of a larger tapestry of life, where accomplishments are celebrated rather than merely checked off a list. This perspective aligns with the notion that gratitude enhances obligations and aspirations, teaching resilience in the face of challenges. The emphasis on blessings, each element being declared good, offers further insight into personal motivation and celebration. Celebrating the small victories along one's path reinforces the idea that fulfillment is achieved not only through those milestones, but also through the growth and learning that accompany them. This aligns closely with the belief that gratitude cultivates resilience and positivity in the face of setbacks. At the end of the creation days, it's not merely the arrival of various life forms, but also the profound assertion that every creation was deemed good. This repeated affirmation presents a compelling case for self-acceptance and the acknowledgement of one's journey. The inherent goodness of the creation can be paralleled with the concept of personal fulfillment. When you view your efforts and achievements through the lens of goodness, they begin to define success away from external standards and toward a more intrinsic understanding of value and satisfaction. Through this lens, personal development becomes not just about achieving goals, but recognizing and celebrating the value of the journey itself. In examining the emphasis on goodness, we can derive significant insights regarding personal standards of success and fulfillment. This encourages you to embrace your unique path, understanding that contentment stems from aligning your endeavors with your values. This alignment nurtures authenticity, allowing personal success to be defined on one's own terms. This notion of inherent goodness can be translated into a framework, encouraging you to celebrate your achievements and view your journey through a lens of positivity rather than harsh self-criticism. Rather than seeking validation only through external standards, you can embrace your unique path, aligning your efforts and your values and recognizing the good in your progress. Then your personal development transcends more than mere goal achievement, evolving into an appreciation of your journey. Adaptation and change are intrinsic themes within Genesis. The transformation of the earth from void to a vibrant ecosystem. This offers profound lessons on resilience in the face of life's uncertainties. Just as the process showcases the transition from disorder to structure, you're reminded that change is a natural part of the growth process. It prepares you to navigate life's fluctuations with grace, cultivating a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than hurdles. Change appears as a fundamental theme, woven throughout the creation account. The transformation of the earth from formlessness into a well-ordered ecosystem reflects life's inherent fluctuations and the need for flexibility. You're encouraged to embrace change. It reminds us that progress often stems from navigating uncertainties with grace and adaptability, viewing challenges as opportunities for development. It reshapes our approach, equipping us with the necessary skills to thrive during change. Don't forget about the day of rest. This practice reinforces the importance of rejuvenation. It's a model for us to think about our own rhythms of productivity and rest. The integration of rest into our schedule is essential. You may find it beneficial to build restorative practices into your daily routine, ensuring that you create space for reflection and recovery. After 6 days of intentional work, the Creator pauses, emphasizing the importance of rest as an important part of any productive cycle. By prioritizing rest, you can improve your mental and emotional well-being. Creating space for reflection ultimately contributes to a healthier approach to achieving personal goals, reducing stress, and facilitating a more balanced life experience. The exploration of the Bible reveals not only spiritual insights, but also practical applications for modern personal development. The thematic elements of separation, organization, intentional living, rest, and goodness serve as frameworks for problem solving and achieving your goals. By applying these principles, you can build a pathway toward a happier and more satisfying life. Now that we've covered the important themes, let's cover the actual verses. Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and void, and the darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, one day. Then God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." So God made the expanse and separated the waters which were below the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, a second day. Then God said, "Let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the waters he called the seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and the fruit trees on the earth bearing fruit after their kind with seed in them. And it was so. And the earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit with their seed in them after their kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens to give the light on the earth." And it was so. So God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser night to rule the night, and also the stars. And God placed them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the face of the expanse of the heavens." And God created the great sea monsters and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, a fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. God made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing of the ground after its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, so that they will have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." And God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that creeps on the earth." Then God said, "Behold, I have given to you every plant yielding seed that is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree which has the fruit of the tree yielding seed. It shall be food for you. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the sky, and to everything that creeps on the earth which has life, I've given every green plant for food." And it was so. And God saw all that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Genesis 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their hosts. And on the seventh day, God completed his work, which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work, which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because on it he rested from all his work, which God had created in making it. Now let's break it down to identify the steps. Recognizing the chaos. Genesis 1:1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Right away, we're told that there is a beginning, a starting point. What comes next? Verse 2 reveals that the earth was formless and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep. This image of formlessness is a powerful metaphor for those moments in life when things feel chaotic or unclear. Before we can find solution, the first step is to honestly recognize the situation as it is, the chaos, without rushing to fix it. Now notice what God does next. He doesn't try to create everything at once, but works in a methodical sequence. Day 1, let there be light. God says separating light from darkness. This reminds us that the first step in problem solving is to separate and define parts of the problem clearly. Acknowledge the problem or chaos before creating order. Separate and define elements. Day 2, God creates the sky, separating the waters below from the waters above, setting boundaries and creating distinctions and structure. Day 3, God gathers waters so dry land appears, then brings forth vegetation, showing how growth and usable resources come after establishing stable foundations. Day 4, sun, moon, and stars are created to mark time and seasons, illustrating order and rhythm that help regulate life. Day 5, God populates the waters and sky with creatures, adding complexity and diversity. Day 6, finally, God creates land animals and humans, intentionally made to steward creation and community. Each day builds on the previous one, showing us how breaking down complex problems into manageable chunks helps us build solutions steadily. Clarity, boundaries, resources, timing, diverse approaches, and intentional actions, they all matter. Genesis 2 describes a crucial step. God rests on the seventh day and blesses it. Rest isn't a sign of failure or laziness. It's a vital part of sustainable progress. When solving problems, we need times of pause to reflect, recharge, and gain new perspectives. Rest is a necessary part of sustainable problem solving. So, how can you use this to solve problems in your own life? Honestly assess your situation, no matter how messy it seems. Break the problem down just like the creation days. Tackle one manageable aspect at a time. Define clear boundaries, what you can change and what you can't. Identify resources and people who can help. Find meaning and purpose in your efforts. It fuels perseverance. Don't forget to rest and reflect to stay balanced and effective. Genesis 1 is more than a story about the world's origins. It teaches us how to move from chaos to order, confusion to clarity, and being overwhelmed to intentional action. Today's challenge for your brain is a bit opposite from last episode. Instead of starting with what we want to happen, we're going to work from what our problem actually is. Number 1 for today is identifying the problem we want to fix, the chaos. Write down the problem as clearly and specifically as possible. Limit it to 1 or 2 sentences. Then underneath that, use the 5 whys technique. Ask why 5 times, one after another, to uncover the root cause of the problem. This helps you see beyond surface issues. Number 2, your personal steps to establish order. List out the smaller components or tasks necessary to address the problem. Prioritize these steps. This transforms a big task into manageable actions, reducing stress and procrastination. Number 3, set boundaries and definitions. Make clear distinctions. Define key elements, key terms, or boundaries involved in the problem. What is in your control and what's not? Be aware of your thoughts and emotions about the problem without judgment. This reduces mental clutter and fosters focused, calm decision-making. Number 4, connect with purpose for meaning and motivation. Reflect on why solving this problem matters to you. Write a short purpose statement. Recall past experiences where finding purpose helped you persevere and apply those lessons. This enhances motivation and aligns your problem-solving efforts with your values. Number 5, engage resources and collaboration. Identify people, tools, or information that might help. Make a list. Reach out to one trusted person to discuss the problem and solicit ideas. This expands perspective and leverages social support to overcome obstacles. Number 6, now rest and reflect. Pause for clarity. You need to schedule deliberate breaks during problem solving sessions. At the end of each day, journal briefly about progress and insights. Practice gratitude for what's working. This prevents burnout, encourages new insights, and fosters resilience. If you don't want to use this system to work out a problem you're having today, look back at a problem you successfully worked through before in your life. Did you accomplish that through a step-by-step system? Or have you studied how someone else just seems to breeze through without a lot of problems? Perhaps you missed that it really didn't come that easy to them, but merely they just started small, adding incremental successes that led them to the large success you happen to notice today. My final thought: applying these exercises creates a rhythm similar to the Genesis creation, moving from disorder to order, from restlessness to reflection, and from aimlessness to intentional action. This integrated approach nurtures both pragmatic effectiveness and personal well-being. I'm Merrill, and this is Battlegram. This is a Value for Value podcast. If you received any value from this podcast, please subscribe. Share it with someone. You can also visit battlegram.net to show support or leave a message. Thank you for listening, and I'd also like to thank Adam Curry and my sons for the encouragement to produce this podcast.